This man found a $100 million loophole in our legal system, but the government didn't find out until it was too late. I know what you're thinking, probably another dickhead on Wall Street, but it was actually an onion farmer. The idea was to get a monopoly on onions, control all the supply, and then he could control the price and basically do whatever he wanted, but that wouldn't work. If you try to capture the entire supply of a given commodity, you're not going to be able to do it without the government getting suspicious and stopping you. But that's where this guy, Vincent Kasugo, had a stroke of genius. He realized most onion farmers were involved in something called futures trading. This is just a written agreement that you will exchange a quantity of your goods for a given price on a future date. This makes it easier for onion farmers to actually lock in prices before they make their harvest, and that way they can mitigate their risk. But he realized, hey, if I just use these future contracts to buy onions, I could probably get a majority of the onions in the country without anyone realizing. If I buy the futures contracts, I have the rights to these onions in the future at a given price, but no one will know that I started storing them because I didn't even physically get them yet. So that's what he did. He bought up a ton of onions futures, and no one really realized what he was doing until 6 months later when he had 98% of the total supply of onions. This meant that he could control the price, and at first he raised the price and made a decent amount of money from that, but he had one more trick up his sleeve. He decided to short the price of onions, meaning he bet against the price of them. So if the price went down, he would make money. Then once he took out major short positions on onions, he just released all the onions he had into the market, and when there's a ton of supply, the price is going to drop. And everything worked according to plan. The price plummeted. No one wanted to hold on to onions, and it was even negatively priced at one point. Like if you wanted to get an empty bag, that would cost you 20 cents. But if you wanted to get a bag with 50 pounds of onions in it, that would cost you even cheaper, 10 cents. There was just such an abundance that if you tried to give anyone onions, they would have to say, look, if you want to give this to me, you're going to have to pay me to take these off your hands because I don't want to store them or be the one responsible for getting rid of them. It got so crazy to the point where people started pouring all of the onions that they had into the Chicago River because they couldn't find anyone who wanted it. This wiped out traders, this wiped out farmers, but Vincent Kasuga walked away with $8.5 million, which is today's equivalent of $100 million. This was done in 1955, by the way. After enough people complained to Congress, they finally signed into law the Onions Futures Act of 1958. This made it illegal to sell futures on onions, and while this sounds like a good thing because now no one can ever use this exploit ever again, it actually means that farmers have a really tough time locking in prices, and this has disadvantaged onion farmers for the rest of eternity. All because of this one guy that found a genius exploit. If you like stories like this, I have a free newsletter where we go over even crazier examples.